I remember years ago when I was about 18, 19, I've always had my own little spots, my little apartments out here in LA. And I had one apartment that I really couldn't afford. I couldn't really afford none of them. I was so goddamn broke as a teen, but I had an apartment when I was about 19 in Sherman Oaks. It was real nice. I think I paid rent twice. And I found a way to stay in there for like 6 months. I kind of hustled the system. There's a way to do it. When you're broke, you get very creative. I get creative when I was broke. What you would do is you would get a court date because they didn't want to. They can't just evict you. If you don't pay rent, it's going to take a minute before you can get evicted. So what you can do is set a court date for like 2 or 3 months down the line. And while the court date is pending, legally, you can still stay in the apartment. And you can also get like an extension on the court date and stay for a couple of more months. So there was all types of hustles I was doing to stay in these apartments for a long period of time. And they couldn't evict you. So I knew all those little hustles. And as far as utilities, man, I was a genius at keeping the utilities on. They turned my shit off and I would figure out ways to get the power back on. They turned my phone off. I would figure out a way to get that back on. One way I would get my phone on, and I'm not advising this to anybody. I'm just telling you, the point of this is just showing you how creative you can be when you're broke. Now, you can do it in a positive or a negative way. And I wouldn't recommend this, but what I would do to keep my phone on, to get my telephone back on, because this is before everybody had all the cell phones. Back then, this was like the early 90s. Cats had those big ass brick cell phones that looked like suitcases on your shoulder, which cost $1,000 a call. It wasn't none of those free minute plans back then. You had to pay a grip to have a cell phone, so you had to have a regular house phone. So what I would do, because to call the phone company to get your phone on, a lot of times they would have to verify your work and all this stuff. So I would look in the newspaper, I would look in the LA Times, and I would find the name of a reporter. Like a semi-unknown reporter who wasn't that well known. And I would get his name and I would call the phone company and say, hey, my name is Mike Smith. I work at the LA Times. Then they'll call up to the LA Times to verify if Mike Smith works there. They're like, okay, Mr. Smith, we're going to put a phone in your apartment. And I would hustle like that. And also when my electricity would get turned off, I'd go down to the 99-cent store and get a whole bunch of extension cords, plug them bitches up in the hallway and run the cord inside my apartment and plug the television and lights all up to the extension cords running from outside. Oh, I hustled my ass off. Women would come over, they'd be like, it's dark as hell in here. I'm like, you goddamn right, baby. That's ambiance. What's this cord doing here? No, that's a new style. I'm an environmentalist. I just make up anything. But anyway, I'm living in this apartment, real nice apartment. I'm broke, but my spot was the kick it spot. I'm like the only teenager in the neighborhood out of all my friends with my own spot. So everybody used to come to my spot. Girls in and out all the time. We would have parties all the time. Everybody would come to my spot. My spot was the spot. And a lot of people in the apartment complex would come up to it. And we had a pool downstairs. We had a jacuzzi in the apartment complex. We had a workout room. It was a very nice complex. And I let people in that I really didn't know, but everybody was cool. It was a respect thing, and it was good. Wine. But shout out to First Them News. First Them News pointed this out. Do y'all know the ugly turtle? This Negro is being sued for not paying rent. This babbling buffoon is being sued by a landlord for not paying his damn rent. So this is something you don't have to, come on, this is a bum we're talking about. We're talking about a bum This is a plebiscite babbling bum, a documented sex offender, and a plebiscite babbling bum. And the case was what, a few weeks ago. So I guess this is still going on. This plebiscite babbling bum is damn near homeless. He can't even pay his damn rent. Literally, we're talking about bums. You dig? You're talking about a goddamn bum. An ugly ass plebiscite babbling bum who's just punching air right now. You don't have to tell me what a plebiscite babbling bum who's damn near homeless, who's getting sued for not paying rent. Do I really? Who gives a damn? Does anybody really give a damn? The rent is due. The rent is due. You gotta you gotta make videos about me in order to get money because the rent is due. You have to make money. So I'm daddy. You gotta mention my name in order to get rent money.